I don't know why that's going like bright and not bright. I don't know. I've done a lot of tech today, but I haven't done a lot with like the lighting. So what do I know? Okay. So now I'm just loading stuff up. Seeing what I can see here. Read only. What the heck? Okay. I don't know. Let's check and see. Is anything actually streaming? Are we streaming? Or are we just dreaming? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm live on Facebook and a few other channels right now. So. Hello there. All right. I can't see everybody's comments because Restream has like won't let me look at Facebook. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see what's happening. Show starting soon. No, that ain't me. All right. This is interesting. All right. I haven't used Restream in months, and so I'm just kind of getting back on and testing things out. So today I was testing out a lot of audio stuff on my my desktop. I was doing a lot of audio routing, and as I was doing it, I just thought, gosh, this is such a sense memory, right? To have to do this because all during the pandemic, right? That's what I did. So this is really fun. I can hear myself echoing back on my laptop. So I used to do this every week. I would like run a bunch of tests, audio tests, video tests, and everything, and then see if I could actually go live. And I did. So some of you probably remember. And no, Dan Chayka doesn't know I'm doing this. So my wonderful cohort, my personal lawyer MC, Dan Chayka, does not know I'm doing this tonight because this is not an Eden show. But I can play it. All right, so I'm just kind of testing all the different audio and video and just seeing what's working, what's not. And you all can, if you're watching, you can kind of chime in and say, yeah, Eden, I can hear you. I can't hear you. I'd love to know. Can you hear me? And everything looks okay. So Restream, which is what I used to live stream the Eden Show to mostly to Facebook and YouTube, sometimes to LinkedIn, sometimes to Twitch, has got a bunch of different new features. And so today I was making a video for my church choir. I make a practice video for them every week. So that way they can practice along for the song that we're doing on Sunday. I'm the music minister at Kingston Congregational Church in Kingston, Rhode Island, right across from URI. I've been doing that for a couple of years. It'll be, 2 years in January. So when I am there, I'm watching the light go in and out. I think it's probably my camera is doing that. Anyway, I'll see if I can make that better or not. I don't know. So if only I was married to a photographer. Oh, wait, I am married to a photographer. So I know I look like I'm in a pool of light and like I'm going to be beamed up shortly, but it's really good for the wrinkles. It's like better than Botox. So I'm going to keep it for a little bit. So if you're watching me on one of these channels, please tell me, can you see me? Can you hear me? Is everything sounding and looking okay? That would be so helpful. Oh, good. My son gave me a thumbs up on Facebook. Thanks, son. I appreciate it. And I'll figure out other settings too. So this is kind of what I do. I kind of test settings out. And so yeah, I was doing this video for my church choir, and I had to route the audio a different way. So my process is I make a recording. No, it's a bigger process than that. Because my church choir, we don't rehearse every week. Where there's so few of us that if we rehearsed every week and one person was missing, it would be really tough to have a rehearsal sometimes. So instead, I send out a practice video. So first the song is chosen, whatever the anthem is going to be. And then I have to rearrange it. So that way, if it's an SATB piece, I arrange it for our voices, which are sometimes SAT, sometimes SAB, sometimes SA. So I arrange it really flexibly, so that way whatever singers we have are comfortable performing the piece. And then I arrange it usually in MuseScore. I know I should learn Dorico. I'm not there yet. and then I make a practice video of it. So I export it from MuseScore as JPEGs pretty much. Then I throw it into a video editing program. I record the tracks in Logic Pro, usually a piano track, and then I record each of the vocal tracks. And then I throw it all into Final Cut. I used to use CapCut until they went rogue. And so that way they can literally, sing along as the music's going by. They can hear me singing it, they can see the music happening at the same time, and then they can play it as much as they want. So I send that out usually a few days before the weekend. I try to send it as early as I can. And then we perform it on Sunday, and then I repeat the process. And that's what I've been doing a lot of weeks. So some songs already come with all that done. That is great. But that hasn't been my fortune very much. So it's okay. So I was doing that today, and I recorded in Logic Pro, and I thought, but I really want to be able to have a bunch of videos of me doing each part because I want them to see what I'm doing with my face and everything. So I realized I was going to have to send the audio through so I could hear it, but still get a clean recording. So I had to kind of route the audio around so that way it picked up in certain places, but it didn't pick up in other places. Long story short, as I was doing it, I had to pull out these computer programs I hadn't used in a while, like since 2020 and 2021 and 2022. And it was really fun in a strange way to have to pull them out and use them again. I used them every week when I did the Eden show. So it was constantly trying to get the audio to work. And my lawyer MC, Dan, I'm sure remembers all of that. So here we are. And the audio routing went fine. I ended up using Loopback, which is the same program that I used back then. And although this time, I don't know, it felt easier. It's like riding a bike, right? An audio bike. So it went well. And it was so satisfying to get to do that and to make it work that I just thought, well, I'm just going to put it into Restream and see if I can get it to work the way I did a few years ago. So here we are. And I think it does work. So I can hear me. You can hear the piano. And sometimes it's nice to not be playing out live where I have to drive somewhere. Sometimes it's nice just to sit at home and play too. So here I am. And now that I've got my audio where I like it, maybe I'll do a little more of that. But how are y'all doing tonight? So I know, it's a surprise to see me on here. It's a Wednesday. It's about 8:15 on the East Coast. And I think we're going to get rain at some point. I hope so. We need a little rain. Hope you don't need too much wherever you are. Somebody just wrote down Fit Check. Hey, thanks so much. I'm testing out Restream tonight. So I'm live streaming to YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Haven't done Instagram yet, but that's the next frontier, probably. So what can I tell you? This is my home studio, if you haven't seen it in a while. And this is where I did the Eden show a lot and had a great time doing it. Super fun. And what have I been doing instead of doing live streaming? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of different things. And so that's the other reason I haven't been live streaming so much, is that when I'm actually home at night, sometimes it's nice to be home. So I'm going to write this in Facebook and just say, can you hear and see all right? So we'll see what happens there. What have I been doing? A lot of playing in a bunch of wonderful places. I play at Club Cafe up in Boston in the Napoleon Room. I was just there on Saturday night. I'm going to show you a video of it to see if the video shows up. And I also play at Don't Tell Mama in New York when I can. Sometimes I play out in Provincetown, Massachusetts, tip of Cape Cod, and then just points in between. So, shameless plug, if I am in it, I want you to see it, shameless plug. These shameless plugs are brought to you by me. So I'll show you what I did first. So last Saturday night, I got to do some fun performing with a guy. Kevin Scott Hall was his name, and he was my guest on the Cabaret Spotlight up at Club Cafe in Boston. And it was a time. It was so much fun. We had a delightful time. He sings so wonderfully, and it was a pleasure to work with him. So let me see if I can find the video that I queued up of him. If I can't find the video, there's a picture. There he is, right? And bringing down the house, and we had tambourines. We had everything. It was wild time. And people just came up and sang so beautifully all night long. It was such a joyful time. So I'm so glad I got to do that. And I get to play there about, once every month or so. My next time there is on Halloween. So I'm trying to think of what kind of a costume I'm going to wear on Halloween. I don't know. I have ideas. So other things that I've been up to lately. I got to be on this podcast. This is super fun. There it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. I can change this now. This is so cool. I didn't have the ability to do this before. Look at that. Woo-hoo! Oh my God. Right? So, see, now when I point, I can point the right way. This is a big thing when I was live streaming. I couldn't figure out which way to point all the time. So, I'm blonde. So, I got to be on an episode of Tough Shift, which is a podcast by Sean Patrick Murtaugh out in San Francisco. And he's a wonderful actor and also in hospitality. And he's done both, acting and hospitality, I think, for most of his career. And he has an entire podcast interviewing people who have been waiters or waitresses and have done hospitality, but then they're also performers. And they either do them at the same time or they did one and then the other. And I qualified because I was a waitress and I was 16. So we had a good time talking about that. Oh, look, here comes my cat. He's going to come walking through here. Hi, Jack. That's Jack Black. So he thinks he wants something. So I had a great time talking with him, and you can check out that podcast, Tough Shift Podcast. It's on all of your favorite streaming platforms, and he was so much fun to talk to. And he has some really good stories still. I mean, I think you do when you're in service industry. It's just story after story. It's really fun. So those are the things I have been doing. And here are the things that I'm going to be doing. So this Sunday, I am performing at Mirabar. Let me see if I can actually make this so you can see this. There it is. Mirabar is a wonderful bar on Elbow Street in Providence, Rhode Island. And I've performed there a few times, but they're starting a new Sunday piano bar series. My friend Danny was there for many, many years. And enjoyed filling in for him there. And he created a great culture of piano bar there on Sundays. So I look forward to continuing that. I'm going to be trading off and on with a wonderful pianist from Boston named Odie Teakin. And he's bringing on a singer named Debbie Lewis. So we are Piano Bar every Sunday from 5:30 to 8:30 at Mirabar. You can come out. It's open mic, no cover. And so we will sing stuff until you get there to take over. And when I do these kind of, piano bar things too, I like playing, a few to start with, and then people will start getting ideas of what to sing. So that's a pretty good thing. Oh, hi, Robert. Thanks for watching. Can you hear and see me okay? So I'm just testing some live streaming. I haven't done this for a while. And I wanted to give this a shot. What I really love about this poster is that it looks like my name might be Odie. Or it looks like my name is Eden Castile Khan. I'll answer to anything. I will answer to anything. But I found that was kind of funny and delightful. So, hey, if I'm Eden Castile Khan, that's just a wonderful compliment. So, why would they call me Khan? Well, if you know me, you know why. It's because I do a show about my love of Madeline Kahn. And when I discovered her, because really it's about me discovering, right? I discovered her when I was 16 years old, and I saw her on a Michelob commercial, and my life was changed in those 30 seconds. Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that so much. I'm just testing out everything, and I haven't done this in a while, and so I'm glad that, I'm coming out all right. So when I saw her on that Michelob commercial, I thought, I want to be just like that. I want to be able to sing high and be funny and be on stage, right? Sing funny, maybe, reasonably attractive. That would be nice. So then I went to opera school where I wasn't allowed to do anything but to sing the pretty part. And then I kept on trying at different points in my singing career, my performing career, whatever, to get that to happen, where I could be funny and still sing high. And she was always in the back of my mind as that model. But it wasn't until I went into cabaret that I really got to do it. I got to play a lot of different roles, but when sopranos play musical theater roles or opera roles, generally we sing high because we're kind of stunt people, Glitter and begin, that's the part I play. Here I am in Paris, France. Right? Is that funny? Oh, God. Is that funny? That's what Bernstein thought was funny. Maybe it wasn't funny, but just sopranos get to be stuntmen. Oh, good. Yes, it is, Robert. It's in Providence. Come on in. I would love to see you and play for you. So, but yeah, Glitter and Be Gay is a stunt song. It's not a funny song. But Madeline got to do funny songs. And she got to do funny roles and still sing high and do what she wanted. And she got to be on the Texaco opera quiz and everything. So basically, I wanted her career, but instead of getting her career, I did a cabaret with her spirit. So that's Con Artist Madeline and me. And there's some pictures taken by my friend Jeff Harner when I did it in New York. I make a lot of faces. That's how you can tell there's just not enough Botox. So I am going to be doing Con Artist in San Francisco next Friday, 10 days from today. My God, 10 days from today, I'm going to be in San Francisco doing Con Artist at Martuni's, which is 4 Valencia Street. And you can buy tickets on Eventbrite. You can also visit EdenCastile.com. There's a ticket link there, but, Eventbrite. It's all going to go to Eventbrite. And you can also check out this cute little QR code I have. This also shows where everything is. See that up there? There. That's a link tree. So if you snap on that, make sure you can actually see that up there. Yeah, I think you can. If you snap on it, you'll be taken to everything I'm doing. Everything I'm doing. And I'd love to see you there if you're in San Francisco area. So I've never been to San Francisco. This is my first time ever. Last time I was in California, I think I was 4. So I'm long overdue, and I'm very excited. I'm actually doing the show twice. I'm doing it once at a private home for a group of voice teachers, and then that's in Los Altos Hills. And then I'm also going to be doing it at Martuni's, a public one as well. So the show is all about, yes, that discovery of Madeline Kahn that I made when I was 16. And then did I get to have her career or not? What got in the way? Well, a lot of stuff got in the way. And those same kind of things that got in my way also got in Madeline's way. She did not have a really super smooth ride in her career. She had a lot of ups and downs. So I talk about all of those things. And some of the ups and downs she had, I had as well. But some are really unique to her. And it was an honor to get to know her better through writings, through interviews. I really used a lot of source material from her official biographer, Bill Madison. And I've had the pleasure of meeting a few members of her family at different shows that I've done. So it's a very personal show to me. It's about my life. It's about Madeline's life and the things that we have in common and the things that were different. And ultimately, it's about, I don't want to say follow your dreams, and everything goes well, because no, it doesn't always go well. That's really not the message. It's really do it now before it's too late. That's the message. Do it now. Learn Restream. Figure out your audio routing and see Con Artist in San Francisco. So if you can't see it in San Francisco, I am also performing it in Rhode Island at the Chorus of Westerly on October 18th. Isn't that right, my cat? And then in New York in December. Yes, meow. Look at your big meow. You want to come over and say hi? You want to come say hi? Yeah. This is my cat, Jack Black. So, and he is very opinionated. So my friend Keith Munslow, who's a songwriter in Providence, came out with a really funny song today. What was it called? The Drool. And it's all about his black cat that drools heavily over everything. And mine does not. He kind of drools sometimes. But mostly he just complains. So it makes me feel sad because I'm the one who saved him. I found him when he was a kitten. He was like 6 weeks old. But do I get any gratitude? No. I get catitude. Total catitude. Drives me nuts. So anyway, I'll show you also the sizzle reel of Con Artists. So that way, if you're in San Francisco, September 27th, or you're in Westerly, Rhode Island on October 18th, that's a Saturday night, or if you're in New York City on Saturday, December 13th, those are your chances to see Con Artist. And here is the sizzle reel.
I'm tired, sick, I'm tired of love.
I don't know how to turn off the looping. Oh well.
I've had my fill of love from below and above. If you don't know me, it's Eden as in the Garden of. And we know how that turned out. Watch everyone. straight to me was have it all, Eden. Be sexy and funny and gorgeous, even while you sing high. Oh, did anybody break a glass?
And there you go. So yes, Con Artist is coming to, let me see if I get that right, coming to San Francisco on Saturday, September 27th at Martuni's Piano Bar. And then it'll be at Westerly, Rhode Island at the Chorus of Westerly on Saturday, October 18th. And then it'll be at Urban Stages, Winter Rhythms in New York City on Saturday, December 13th. So that's my Eden Mercial right there. But I've had such a fun time doing this show over the past couple of years. And I think we're closing in on the 30th performance. So I keep on having to count them up. And I actually do kind of keep track of them. I actually look at my own website to keep track of how many shows I've done. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that one and that one and that one and that one. But that really helps to have that. I would be a terrible statistician for sports. Terrible. So, yeah, I'll do those 3 right there. I hope that you can come out to at least one of them. That would be super fun. I found this wonderful picture of Madeline. This is my favorite one. And so tonight, in her honor, fairly close, right? Fairly close. No, as in everything, Madeline is bigger than me. So I don't know which your favorite Madeline Kahn movies are, you know, the things that you remember the most about her. For me, yes, Blazing Saddles. Young Frankenstein, yes. Clue, yes. Not my favorite, really. I mean, her part in it, I loved. But probably Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, the big two. But also stage work, right? Sisters Rosenzweig, she did that. She won a Tony Award for that. She also did a show called On the 20th Century, and that was in 1978, and she only appeared in it briefly before she was actually let go from the cast. So it was a bad scene that she had with producers and the director. It just was not good. But she got to be, yes, Carrie Lee, I'm going to be walking up the frequent flyer miles, totally. She got to be on the recording. So we have the recordings of her doing these iconic songs from On the 20th Century. And in October, I get to go to New York and I get to perform one of them at the New York Cabaret Convention. So, of course, I don't have a graphic for it, but I have the brochure. There. Ta-da! There it is right there. And I'm in there. So, am I on the list? I've got a little list. I've got a little list. Yes, there I am. Okay. Yep. Official. Can you see me? I'm like, I'm right under Ann Hampton Calloway. Lucky me. And I'm right above Eric Comstock. So I get to perform Veronique at the New York Cabaret Convention because the whole evening is a celebration of Cy Coleman, and he was the composer for On the 20th Century. I've already had a rehearsal, and it's going to be fantastic. I am so looking forward to doing this. I am terrified in the best possible way. I've got my outfit. I still have to add some sparkles to it. I've got the shoes. I've got the song and an idea of what I'm doing and everything. So I do hope if you're in New York and you want to come, it's a 3-day convention, the New York Cabaret Convention, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and each night has a different theme. So the first night is Cy Coleman, and it's hosted by Jeff Harner and Andrea Markovici. Then the second night is Music of Julie Stein, hosted by Clea Blackhurst and Billy Stritch. And then the third night is always kind of a wonderful wild card night, the Thursday night, and that is a Cavalcade of Variety hosted by K.T. Sullivan. So it's a wonderful mix of musicians and music every night. I'll be there for the first night on October 21st, 6 p.m. It is at the Rose Theater at Jazz at Lincoln Center's Frederick P. Rose Hall. I know that it's near Columbus Circle. Last year, I was in the audience watching it, and it was the first time I had attended. And when I got done watching it, I went to the third night, the wild card night. I realized it was such a neat night, right? So much variety, so many different singers, so many different songs. I love those kind of nights. So what united them, though, was all super expressive singers, really great band, and energy. Just such good energy in the room. So if you've never seen cabaret before, this is a great way to start. It is such a wonderful smorgasbord. Hi, Marge. Yes, here I am. Good. I'm just kind of testing out all of my tech tonight because I haven't done this in a while. So I'm kind of doing Eden Mercial. And I have not told my personal lawyer or MC that I'm doing this. So this is not an Eden show. This is just like me testing out my tech tonight. But I miss the Eden show, and I miss doing it. And I kind of do it in person in different places when I can, but I miss the format of it. And we're trying to figure out a way to do it where we don't kill ourselves. So Dan has been super busy playing pool tournaments, billiards tournaments, and he's doing extremely well at it. He was in Las Vegas this summer, and his team, which was based in Providence, cleaned up. They did fantastic jobs. So he's actually getting coaching with a young hustler, I guess. Does he look like Paul Newman? I do not know this. And he's getting better and better at something he's already been really good at. So I miss him, but I'm totally delighted for him that he gets to do that. And he knows I'm really busy as well. So when we can figure out a time that makes it work for us, we will. But in the meantime, I can live stream. Thanks, Marge. I appreciate it. I'm so excited about being in the cabaret convention. And nervous, but excited. So when Dan and I can figure out how we can make it work, we'll live stream a little more regularly. Thanks, Carrie Lee. I've missed it too. It was really fun to do. But just like everybody else coming out of the pandemic, you go through this process where you're trying to figure out how much do I do online and how much do I do in person. And for me, I hadn't done a lot of the in-person stuff that I'm doing now. This is still fairly new to me in my career. Before the pandemic, I was doing a lot of theater and musical theater and some improv, and I was teaching a lot. I also did showcases with clients, which were super fun, where I would come up with a theme, and then we would rehearse everybody, and I would lead a band. There's my cat. That's Jack. He's trying to get out. He doesn't realize he can actually, okay, there, he got out. So it was a lot of, different parts and everything. And then, of course, the pandemic cut everything off. And like a lot of people, I decided to start live streaming. But one of the things that live streaming taught me was just about, different ways I could play for people, including myself, since sometimes I was the only person who was around. So those were the skills that I picked up, was actually how to live stream. And then in doing the Eden show, I was trying to reach out to people who I normally never would have gotten to see. And a lot of those were some cabaret people too. Singers who I admired, actors who I admired, and all of us were home or doing, very limited kinds of work that was safe. And so I knew they were probably going to say yes if I asked them to be on my show, but I wanted them to get to do the things they did well, which meant sing. And that's when I had to start working on all of this tech to see if I could play live for them, even in a live stream. And that was a revolutionary thing a few years ago. Now I think it's a lot more commonplace, but I still don't see a lot of people doing it because it's still technically challenging to do that. We know how to speed up the connections in live streams, but it can be difficult to then transport that to an actual live stream to show you're doing that. But of course, that's the thing I want to do. So until I get like a $30,000 computer, not doing it. I do it with the material I have and the tech that I have. It meant, and Dan has joked about this, it meant that every week we didn't know if we were actually going to pull it off or not. And every week when the show got done, we would sit and talk about how it went. And it was sometimes exhausting. And I would have to write down, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work. And then as the world began to open up again, I started getting asked to perform out in the world. And preparing for those kind of performances took just as much time, if not more, than live streaming. So that is why I kind of switched to performing live. And sometimes I live stream from where I am when I can, when I'm allowed to, when it feels like it's the right thing, and when the quality is going to be even a little bit decent. Oh, thanks, Carrie Lee. Yes, I miss your dad. And it would have been fun to talk over this with him. And your dad really liked tech as well. I remember that about him. So we would have had fun talking about tech. So here I am. And today I got to test out some tech and it felt really good. And will it lead to more live streaming? I hope so, somehow. I try to bring a good tech kit with me wherever I perform. And then if I think that things are going to go well, maybe I'll stream. I record or video record a lot of shows that I do to try to get clips from them. Sometimes I'm doing it so I can remember who was coming up for an open mic, because then I can go back and watch the video a little bit and I pull stills out of it. I do that a lot. But yeah, I could probably live stream too. In certain places, no. But in some places, it's a really good thing. So, and I admire those that are still doing that all the time. Those who are live streaming on a regular basis, I think that's fantastic, and power to you. Keep doing it. So it's fun. When you can get it to work and you can get it to figure out, it's actually really fun. So I'm looking over here to see if there's any other clips or things that I wanted to show you. And I'm trying to remember just like how I do all of that. So I'm looking at my design stuff. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the video I was making earlier today for my church choir. So it was actually a John Batiste song called Big Money. And we're doing that this Sunday at Kingston Congregational Church. And they live stream too. And so every week, the live stream team is up in the choir loft, kind of off to the side. And I have a really good view of them. And I can tell when things are going well and when things are a little wonky by the looks on their faces, because I've had that same look on my face many times. So, but they're doing a wonderful job. So every week, like I said, we record. I arrange a song, I record it, I make a practice video, and then so this today was me making the practice video for Big Money and telling the choir, hey, can you make sure you memorize this, right? So I've got a few soloists who are singing the verses, and they were all around. I got a couple of guitar players, and that'll be our song for Sunday. That's what we do every week. So here is the other things I'm up to. And if you follow me on socials, you'll see these graphics where I put up all the things I'm going to. Hi, Sarah Campbell. I know. What the heck am I doing? I'm actually the face. Yeah. I am live streaming because today I was testing out some tech and it went so well, it made me think like maybe I'll put on lipstick for this. And I did. I did. So coming up in New England on Saturday night, I get to be with my friend Tori McLean. Tori's a fantastic singer, and she performs in P-Town several nights a week in high season. What does she call it? Tour. Yeah, there's tourist summer, and then towny summer is September, right? So, but she's a real powerhouse singer. So we're doing this show together, Belted Out, big gay sing-along show at a place called Bombix. Bombix is in Florence, Massachusetts, and I haven't even set my GPS to figure out where it is. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate that. So it's going to be all request, right? So if you put the music in front of me, I have to start playing it, whatever it is. Even if it's, I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around a bit, I have to do it. Even if it was probably going to be, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, right? You make the request, I play it. And Tori will help play and sing as well. We already know what our opening song is, so you'll just have to show up. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't show up. I think it's sold out. Maybe there's a couple tickets left. So that's Saturday night, Belted Out. Then on Sunday, I'm at Mirabar up in Providence doing an open mic as well. So Tori said she might even show up to that one as well. That's going to be really fun. That's 5:30 to 8:30. Mirabar is just down the street from Nicanese, if you're familiar with that area. And I'll be there every other week. I'm trading off with a wonderful pianist from Boston. So then, after that, I'm in San Francisco, and I'm doing Madeline and Me, con artist Madeline and Me at Martuni's. Saturday night, September 27th at 7 p.m. Martuni's is a fantastic piano bar. And I'm really looking forward to being there. And I also just want to go to the piano bar. I can't wait to enjoy that and see what that's like. I'm going to try a different graphic here. Bear with me, because I have it this way too. And I can put myself on the corner. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. I can do it like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is fun. Oh, yeah. Carrie Lee. New Orleans again at Pat O'Brien's. I probably won't be playing in Pat O'Brien's anytime soon, but I know some of the players there, and they're fantastic. So the person you want to hear in New Orleans, you want to hear either Kristen Katie or you want to hear Henrietta Boggs Alves, who is a legendary piano lady in the quarter. Both of them are fantastic. Many good players in the quarter, but those two ladies are fantastic. I went to the Piano Ladies Conference in Nashville in August and got to hang out with Henrietta Boggs Alves and a few others. It was a really fun time. And I also auditioned for a bunch of agents while I was there, got to network with a lot of wonderful piano playing women. Some of us are solo players. I'm mostly solo, but I also play dueling. So dueling pianos, right? And that's what you see at Pat O'Brien's in some different locations. Just two piano players on the stage, but we each take the requests. Sometimes we're playing together, sometimes we're tag teaming, sometimes we're harmonizing. It's a really fun thing. If you've never been to a dueling piano show, I highly encourage you to go. So I'm going to be doing a few in December. Right now, my schedule's a little bit quiet. That's okay. I'm in prep mode for a lot of stuff. So right now it's cabaret, and it's prepping for church stuff, and it's a little bit of open mic work, and then dueling shows up when dueling shows up. So yes, you have me speaking the other music. Yeah, Marge, you're absolutely right. You have earbuds in one ear, and when you play the other ear. Yes, that's a routing issue. So I have to figure that out. And that's the thing I remember from live streaming back in the pandemic, is that the same thing happened. So I bet if Ian Howell ends up watching this, Ian is a wonderful voice person based in Ann Arbor, and he helped a lot of us during the pandemic with streaming issues. He can probably tell me how to route it the right way, or I will just go look up everything on Loopback again. Okay, back to my schedule. So San Francisco, end of September. Then in October, I get to do the cabaret Con Artist Madeline and Me at the Chorus of Westerly in Westerly, Rhode Island. That's Saturday, October 18th. And then I go off to New York to do the 36th Annual New York Cabaret Convention put on by the Mabel Mercer Foundation. That's on Tuesday night, the 21st. Then I'll go to Charleston, South Carolina to a wonderful conference called the Secco Live Conference, and I get to do keyboard karaoke there. It's a wonderful group of people. They have voice businesses, but they also just have businesses. They may be voice adjacent. They may have something to do with performing or entertainment. Some of us are teachers who actually, have entire online curricula. Some of us are leaving voice but want to work on business. So at Secco, we work on a lot of business-related things, and then I help provide the entertainment in the evening. So I can't wait for this. This will be really fun. This is the third time I've gone, third or fourth, I think. Then the last thing on this list is on Halloween night. I'm back at Club Cafe in Boston. So I'm going to be playing there Halloween night. If you happen to be up that way in Boston, come on in. Have some dinner or bring all your candy. I will eat your candy. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be. So I have an idea of what I'd like to be for Halloween, but I haven't totally made up my mind yet. So many ideas in mind. I think last year I actually kind of dressed a little bit like Madeline Kahn a little bit, and I could do this. That would be a good costume. That's what I wore when I was in 12th night at the Chorus of Westerly back in January. So maybe that's a potential. I don't know. So I have many things to think about, and I'm just going to show up and whatever I manage to put together in the least amount of time, the least amount of money, really. So, all right. That's what I'm up to. So, oh wow, this is really much slower. I don't know why this is so much slower. But I'm glad this is working anyway. So I've been on now for like 39 minutes. I've been talking everybody's ears off. And oh yeah, good. Now it's coming back. It was just my computer that was slow, I think. So those are the things that are going on in my life. Clearly the Restream is working. For this, I am grateful and happy. And I know, guys, it's been an interesting time in the world, right? And you think, why on earth would I want to go and see a show? I'd rather doom scroll. I'd rather, leave inflammatory remarks on social media and take people down and let them know how wrong they are and how hurtful, and how hurt I feel. I think that's a better use of my time. Really? Really? Is that a better use of your time? When I played on Saturday night with Kevin Scott Hall, we talked about that a little bit. And I actually asked the people in the room, I said, do you want something funny or sweet? Do you want, do you need catharsis? And I had actually loaded a whole bunch of songs, in my iPad to do that related to guns, because that's how I was feeling. And I was feeling dark. And so I had some kind of dark gun songs, and I was actually in a production of Assassins, which has like 10 gun songs in it. So I had a lot of them ready to go. And then I asked the audience, what do you want? And they said, we're here to not have to deal with this. We're here because we're tired of this and we really want to be around friends and we want to feel uplifted and happy. And so I took that set list and swiped it. Like, okay. So that's why you're going to see, ads from everybody saying, come out and see a show, right? Go out, be among people, right? This is ironic I say this in a live stream, but go out and see people, right? That is the cure, is to be among friends, to be in places where you feel comforted and welcome, right? Be in community, what they say. For some people, that's church. For some people, that's a bar. Lots of people find God in a bar, so you can have both. Sometimes it's a concert hall or it's a theater. Sometimes it's, sports. It's a stadium, it's a field. But go out. Don't stay home, right? Don't be on your own. And especially don't just stay in front of the screen and be outraged. That's bad for everybody. And I think that's also kind of how we got here. So in order to get somewhere else, the effort that you can make, it can feel like a lot. You can think, oh, I'm going to have to give a lot of money to fight this. I'm going to have to totally change my life and upend my life. I'm going to have to risk, so much in order to help change the world. No, you walk out your door and you go make friends. That's it, right? And then you do that again. You're friendly, and you let people be friendly to you. And you go find them in the place that you like. And for a lot of people, though, that's music. So I'm here for that. So, and I do that too. So when he said, I want to hear something happy, and I realized, oh, we're going to go into that kind of an evening because yes, may the Lord bless you and keep you and dry you out. That's what I left them with. So that was so joyful. Let me see if I can pull myself back up here. It was such a great experience. I call this piano cam. When I get to do this, it's super fun. Let me see if it'll come back. Okay. How do I get it back? All right, Restream. I don't know what I'm doing. So switch to next scene. I'm worried about switching to the next scene because if I take this off, I may never get it back again. See if it'll let me delete it. No, remove. There. Bada bing. Okay. I learned a new skill. Whee! Go me. So that's my life. It's cabaret, church, a whole lot of music, and the occasional new tech skill. That's it. That's my life. Not a bad life, really. It's kind of wonderful. So I hope to see you at these different gigs that I've been talking about for the past time. Thank you for letting me test out Restream on Twitch. I was on LinkedIn. I was on YouTube. I was on Facebook. Not very many comments, but that's okay. The comments are the hardest part of dealing with Restream, or when you multi-stream, is that it's trying to find all of the comments in different places. That's the hardest part. So I know some of you might end up watching this later after I've already signed off. Feel free to say hello. And I hope to see you at some upcoming gigs. And whether they're mine or whether they're somebody else's, I hope that you're happy. I hope that you find happiness where you can, and that you are with friends and loved ones and people you love and who love you. And if that happens to be while I am playing in front of you, all to the better. Good night. Thanks for watching.